Hey everybody, I'm Corey.
And I'm Dana.
And today we're here to show you our ship tour on Royal Caribbean's Adventure of the Seas.
So we have a lot of footage from this cruise, and so we kind of wanted to break it up. So we're actually doing this as a series. So if you aren't already subscribed to us, go ahead and subscribe. That way you'll be notified every time we put out a new video about Adventure of the Seas. We've already published a Grand Suite tour, and we also have some destination tours and reviews coming up as well.
So we're going to go ahead and start on deck 3 because deck 1 and 2 are basically rooms. So if you look to your right, you'll see the Sapphire Dining Room. This is the lower level of the Sapphire Dining Room, and there's also an upper deck on deck 4, which we'll take a look at in just a short bit. So we have some nice glass elevators here on both sides.
And here we're entering the photo and art gallery. So this is where you go to look at the photos that you have taken online to see if there's anything that you would like to purchase. There's also an art gallery where you can get free champagne and bid on different art pieces to take home with you.
Also in the focus gallery, the photo gallery, you can also take pictures like you did back in the day at Sears. You could also rent equipment here for any type of excursions, such as GoPros and DSLRs. And actually, you don't rent them; you actually purchase them. And we also have Studio B here, which is the ice skating rink. They have live ice skating shows here, and you can also ice skate yourself. Not only that, they also host events like Quest and the 80s Dance Party. And now we're entering deck 4. I wanted to point out also on each deck, you have these long televisions. Basically they're like giant iPads, so that you can find your way around to different parts of the ship. It shows the compass on here so you can see what's going on all day long for the events, and you can actually map to where these events are located. So you just hit the map it on any activity that's going on, and it will show you exactly how to get there from where you're located. You could also see things like the menus for different restaurants. You could see, like, if you wanted to know what was going to be in the main dining room or in the specialty restaurants. It's all located right here on this.
So here we have the Lyric Theater, and this is where Royal Caribbean has its original stage production shows. They also may have other activities here, morning show and things like that, but you can see it's 2 levels, it's ample seating. You can go here and see all the fantastic shows. If you are a suite guest, there is a designated area specifically for suite guests where they will hold seats for you up until 10 minutes prior to the production starting.
One thing that I also noticed about this theater is that the arms on the chairs don't go up, so it can be a little bit narrow to sit in. And we're just gonna go past the elevators here and make our way to where the Schooner Bar and Chops Grille and the casino are.
So the Schooner Bar has a nautical theme, and you can go there and you can get drinks. It's also a place where you can go and there's a piano player playing and singing. They have sing-alongs, so you can do that while enjoying your favorite cocktail.
Now, Chops Grille is one of the specialty restaurants that they have on board. It's really, really popular. I think it's also one of the most expensive paid restaurants on Adventure of the Seas and Royal Caribbean in general.
They are open for dinner and lunch, but only on sea days. They specialize in steaks, and this is not a complimentary restaurant. This is actually one that you pay for. So here we're just leaving the Schooner Bar and headed on into the casino.
The Casino Royale, the place where everybody loves to come and waste their money. There's plenty of slot machines and table games such as blackjack and poker. They also have a roulette table and all kinds of various games for you to play.
Royal Caribbean actually says there's thousands of square feet of lights, action, slots, and tables here. So there's something for everybody. Now we're in the Centrum, and we have what used to be one of our favorite places, I think, on board. It's Bolero's. Now here, Bolero's kind of is almost like a hallway. It's basically a bar, but they also have live music in the evenings. It's usually like a 6-piece Latin band, and it's great to go here after dinner, have drinks, and just listen to the live music. I know some of the other ships, Bolero's is actually an event place in itself, and they have dancing and stuff, but it's a little bit different on this particular ship.
As we make our way past the elevators, we're going to enter the Sapphire Dining Room. Now once we enter the Sapphire Dining Room on this level, we'll be on the upper deck of the Sapphire Dining Room. You can enter on deck 3 and you can enter on deck 4.
So this is the main dining room. It does serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it does multi-course meals. And that's important to know because particularly at dinner time, your meal may last 2 hours from appetizer, main entree, and dessert.
The seating in here was really nice. The decor is fantastic. I do believe we ate in the dining room a couple of times on this cruise ship, and it was very tasty.
So this is an area where it's actually a library and a card room where you can go and check out games and different books and things while you're here. So you don't have to bring those things with you if you don't want, but it's a really nice place, as you'll see as we go in here. It's laid out really well, and it's basically a pretty quiet area where you can just come in here, relax, play games, read, do what you want. There is a bar in here. However, when we were in there, it was never open. So I'm not sure whether it is open or maybe it was just there for show. I don't know, but it wasn't open when we were there. But you can see all the games. Again, you can just sign them out.
They also have crossword puzzles in here and Sudoku.
Now we're going to the Mandarin. I'm joking. This is actually the Imperial Lounge here. It's a meeting space, I guess you would say. It does have a bar and it is open, but here you would go to play game shows. There could be jewelry making classes in here, comedy, different things, but this is just kind of a all-in-one event space that also has a bar. We did go in here during off hours and play some games with some friends that were on board with us, but it's just a nice place to go in.
So as we make our way back into the promenade area, here is Cafe Promenade. Here you can have pizza, you can also have deli sandwiches, cookies. They're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, is that correct?
Yeah, they're basically, I think, pretty much 24 hours.
Oh, okay. Parfaits, fruit, and the lovely cookies. And this is also complimentary. It's one of the things that is included in your cruise.
So as we come out here, you see that we have some specialty coffees as well as Ben & Jerry's. These are additional costs, but if you want, you can go here and get your specialty coffee and some ice cream. Now I'm going to head over to the Coke Freestyle machines. So again, this is an additional cost, but you get a Coke Freestyle souvenir cup that you can come and fill up. It's unlimited and you can pick all the Coke drinks that you want. The neat thing that I find about the Coke Freestyle machines is they serve everything, not only in regular, but low calorie. So you get the low calorie or diet sodas or juices that you actually can't find in the grocery store, but you can actually get them in the Freestyle machine. So it's kind of neat to try and check out all different flavors. So here we're going to go into the Duck and Dog pub, and it's the regular pub. You get cocktails, scotch, whiskey, beer, all that kind of stuff. They do not serve food here, but you can go in there and just hang out and get a drink.
And they also show sports in here too. I noticed that they'll show soccer games and also any kind of like football games and stuff like that in there.
So as you hear, we're just going on down the promenade, which I like to refer to as the shopping mall of the cruise ship. What's also neat here is you'll see some stairs in a minute. Those stairs actually lead down to the 4th floor. So they actually lead you right back into the middle of the casino. Royal Caribbean wants to make sure you can get to that casino as easy as possible.
I also wanted to note that inside the promenade area, there are the promenade rooms, I want to say you could call it, cabin rooms. Basically, they have giant windows so you can actually see into the promenade from your cabin room.
So coming up over here, you'll see Izumi, and again, Izumi is another specialty restaurant that serves lunch and dinner. It is a Japanese restaurant, and it's a little bit different than the other pay restaurants in that it's actually a la carte. So you would pay separately for your sushi or your sashimi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Sashimi?
Sashimi.
We'll say sashimi.
Okay.
Konnichiwa. Again, more shops and boutiques as you go along the promenade. So you can get souvenirs and jewelry.
They have extensive watch collections, alcohol, just some of everything. And in the middle of the ship, they also have sales every day. So that's why you'll see the counters out here. General store, that's usually when you get alcohol, if you've got suntan lotion, that type of stuff. Shoes, because my husband broke his sandals, and so we went in there looking for shoes. You can get snacks and just little things you may have left at home.
Little tiny medications too, like they have Dramamine and, you know, headache medication and stuff like that. You can find those little items in there as well.
Small tip, you can actually get free Dramamine typically at guest services. So that might be a first place to go before you actually pay for it in the store. Also in the Promenade area, I believe, is where they host the 70s party in there as well. They had balloon drop coming from the ceiling and a nice little disco going on. People just dancing in the middle of the hallway. I thought it was a lot of fun. So we're basically just getting back down to the end of the hall here. On the left, you're going to have guest services as well as the shore excursions. And then on your right, you're actually going to have the champagne bar. And so again, it's a bar, so there are some restrictions, but it's great to go in there and get yourself a glass of bubbly or whatever. And it has really nice seating. And again, just another bar to relax and enjoy yourself.
So now we're on deck 7. There's really nothing here other than just the library area and more rooms.
So now we're on deck 8, and again, this is primarily just rooms too, but this has kind of like their internet cafe area. So if you want to go and check your email, I don't know why, you're on vacation, but let's say you wanted to, this is where you can go and use the computers, again for a charge, but you can go here and use them.
Now, as we move upstairs, we're going to go to deck 11. We're passing deck 9 and 10 because those are nothing but rooms. On deck 11 is where most of the action actually happens. On here is where you'll find the Vitality at Sea Fitness Center. I didn't actually go into that area, but then as you come out from there, you'll be in the solarium area where they have at least 2 whirlpools, a giant main pool, and this is also just a adults only area to lounge around in and swim in as well.
So you have to be 16 and up to come out here, and it does get packed, especially on sea days, but it's a really nice place to kind of get away and relax. They also have a solarium bar here where you can get drinks as well. So you don't have to go too far from the pool to get a drink.
So as we move along on the deck, we have the main pool area. This will also have the pool bar, 2 swimming pools, 2 whirlpools or multiple whirlpools, the splash away bay area, and an outdoor screen.
So the pool bar out here was like one of my favorite places to go and get a daiquiri. What was my favorite drink up here?
Love Connection?
Love Connection, yes, Love Connection. That's my drink.
Also in this area, there's a section by the pool or above next to the pool bar that is dedicated to suite guests. So because we had a grand suite, we were able to use those loungers right in that area. I thought it was a great view of all the activities. And you just know that you're pretty much going to be guaranteed to get a lounger.
And those were the loungers that you saw that were red.
Yes.
So that's how they're designated for suite guests only.
Yes. Also in this pool area is where they host several activities, such as like the belly flop contest, the sexy man contest. They have dances out there a lot of the times, deck parties. There's a live band. It's just a lot of fun. They also show movies on the giant outdoor screen out there as well. You can watch the morning show out there. Just tons of things. Now as we make our way back to the other side of the deck, you will have the Arctic zone, which is where you basically get your frozen yogurt and ice cream. It is 9 times out of 10 broken on at least one side. If it's not broken, the line for the Arctic zone is backed all the way up. But if you get a chance to get an ice cream cone, it's fantastic. They have chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. Now as we move back inside on the same deck, we have Giovanni's Table.
So that happens to be one of our favorite specialty restaurants, and it is an Italian restaurant, and it's a one price, so you pay one price and eat as you wish. And it has lunch and dinner, and you can get fresh pastas, braised meat dishes, and stews. It's typically served family style, and you get a lot of food.
Now we're going to enter into the Windjammer Cafe. As you enter into the Windjammer Cafe, which is basically your buffet, they have these hand washing stations. It used to be that you would come into the Windjammer Cafe and a attendant would basically just spray you down with a bottle of hand sanitizer. Or they would have what we called germ balls, which was basically the hand sanitizer you just stick your hands under. I like this new feature of the hand washing stations. It allows people to get their hands nice and clean instead of just being wiped down with hand sanitizer. However, you will find multiple people just walk past those and just go directly into the buffet, unfortunately.
And here I'm actually drying my hands. So not only can you wash them right there, but you actually have a dryer right there as well. So as we get into the buffet, so here is where you would get pasta, made to order omelets, international cuisine, salads, soups, sandwiches, carved meats, desserts, any and everything under the sun that you can think of. Donuts that you just saw, they're actually really good. I think most cruise ships are not known for having good desserts, But I will say Royal Caribbean's donuts, they're pretty good.
It's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They also have a freestyle machine inside of the buffet as well. So you don't have to just get your freestyle, Coca-Cola Freestyle at the Promenade. You could also get it here inside of the Windjammer. There's tons of seating in the front and the back of the Windjammer. I will also say that most of the items that you see on one side of the buffet, you can also find on the other side of the buffet. So even though it looks really, really large and there's tons of options, it's basically duplicated on the left and right side. You have the omelet station here in the morning for breakfast for fresh omelets made to order. My favorite, bacon. Who doesn't love bacon? Look at all that bacon.
I like eggs.
Either way, it's protein. But you had all kinds of things for breakfast, like eggs, sausage, corned beef hash, tomatoes, beans, and fried rice. I don't know why they would have fried rice in the morning, but they have it. Pancakes, waffles, you name it, they've got it.
And now we're on deck 12 where we have Adventure Ocean, and this is where you bring your kids for the youth program. So they have games, events, and age appropriate activities for kids. And here we're actually walking into the arcade. Very similar to arcade on land, you pay per game. They had a decent selection in here, and it doesn't actually take cash. You use your room key, your sign and sell pass in order to pay for the games.
So just be mindful of that if you give your room key to your children and they just continue to swipe over and over and over to play the video game. Not even your children, you yourself. Just be mindful of when you're swiping.
And also up here is the teen disco as well. They have their own disco and their own bar that serves non-alcoholic drinks. So they have a nice place to go and be themselves. So now we're at Johnny Rockets.
My favorite.
So it's an all-American goodie place, and obviously they have burgers and fries, and this is not complimentary. So just to say that they do serve lunch and dinner. It's one set price, and you can go in here and you can get your burgers and fries and onion rings, and it's all you can eat.
And milkshakes.
Now the milkshakes are extra, but they are hand-spun milkshakes. So it's really nice, and they will occasionally do the whole singing thing. I've seen that a couple of times. You can either eat inside or outside. We like to be able to go out here and sit outside and watch the ocean pass by.
So as we walk past Johnny Rockets, you'll see part of the golf course, and we'll also have some ping pong tables back here in the back, and you can also have little games along the way where you see like chess and shuffleboard, little floor games like that. come back out, we come right back out to the pool deck area just below. There is a running track that goes around this top deck as well. I believe it has 2 lanes, one for running and one for walking. Not sure exactly how long or how many miles each lap is, or how many laps there are to a mile. Over here you can get a view of the solarium deck below.
Now we're on deck 13, and this is the Flowrider, where you get the opportunity, while 30,000 gallons of rushing water are coming at your head, you get the opportunity to try surfboarding. This is included in the cruise. You can get private lessons where you would pay separately, but if you just go during the all access time, it's included in the cruise.
They also have 2 giant water slides as well. I didn't get a chance to ride either one of these.
And the water slides are called the Perfect Storm.
As we walk past the water slides, you'll see more activities back here. You have the giant full court basketball court, as well as the rock climbing wall. The basketball court, they host a lot of volleyball tournaments, basketball tournaments, dodgeball tournaments, all kinds of things.
And you see the rock wall back here. It is 40 feet tall, and it is good for beginners or people who do rock climbing for a living. It's fun for everybody, all ages.
Do you have to pay for that?
No, that is complimentary as well.
Look at that. Another fun activity that's included. You could go home and tell your friends you got to climb a rock wall and you got to ice skate on a cruise ship.
Oh, and surf.
And surf. Now up here is the other part of the golf course. I believe this is actually where it actually begins and then goes down. Yeah, so when you hit your ball in the last hole up here on top, it goes down this little spiral and ends up down below.
So now we're up on deck 14, and this is where you will find several different lounges, and all of them have bars. You have the Viking Crown Lounge, Blue Moon, Diamond Club, Sweet Lounge, just different places to go and hang out and have a drink. The Sweet Lounge and the Diamond Club Lounge are actually key card access only, so they're not open to everyone. The Sweet Lounge, anybody who's in a suite or a Pinnacle member can go in there, and the Diamond Club, that's for Diamond members. And again, Pinnacles are welcome in there as well.
Now the Blue Moon Lounge that we're in right here hosts several nightclub events as well. They usually have a band or a DJ inside of here. We were in here for was it the silent party that we were in here for, which was a lot of fun.
Go to it. It's great.
Yeah, it's so much fun. We don't even want to really tell you what exactly happens, but just trust us, you have to go and check it out.
All right, so here we are going to go to the Suite Lounge. Again, we happen to have a suite for the first time and only time this particular trip, so we had access to the Suite Lounge, and so we had to use our card to get in. And then once inside, you'll see, again, it's just another lounge. Very quiet, except during like happy hour. It wasn't really crowded during happy hour. You can get free drinks if you're in a suite, so it would get a little bit more crowded. Then they would have hors d'oeuvres. I think we had one chicken wing and a piece of cheese that we split between ourselves. And not to go too far down the rabbit hole, this wasn't really our favorite place to be. It was boring.
So we hope that you enjoyed our ship tour of Adventure of the Seas. This is part of a series for the trip that we took on Adventure of the Seas. We hope that you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you know whenever we post new videos during this series.